Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. I want to show you, well, on camera I'm going to show this for the first time. I'm going to hook up my new MPPT Charge Controller, and I'm just going to use the really crappy clips on a 12 volt, but on my 12 volt power pack. So let's do it. Set the camera up so you guys can see what's going on. So there's the charge controller, and I'm just going to remove the this cover plate so we can access the terminals, and we're going to start from there. Make sure my screwdriver is on the actual screw. There we go. And yeah, so this is the first time I'm going to hook this up to a battery. That way I can kind of get used to using it, using the menus and functions and stuff, similar to what I did with my PWM charge controller, hooking that up to the battery for the first time. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see a little more clear of what's going on. Whoops. So we have the battery terminals here and here, and then the solar terminals. So right now, since I just want to hook the charge controller up to some power to get into the menus, I'm just going to be using the negative and the positive on this side. So let's do those first. Let's hook the positive up first, and I have the wires are labeled. Let me zoom out for you actually. So I have my positive labeled at both ends, one with electrical tape and one's already pre-marked with the clips with the color. So I'm going to hook this one up first. This is the same wire that I used on my PWM controller and all the tests that I did with that. Now, of course, these are probably already locked down to the closed position, so I got to open the screws up and then give it so it has enough space for the terminal, the wire to push in, and then I push the wire in and just screw down tightly. And this is going to hold the wires a lot more securely than the cheap PWM controller that I had. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the little black one. That's about the size of just this section here. Doesn't have a big heat sink or anything like that. Okay, so now I'm going to do the negative wire on the battery section. Same process as before. Just loosen it up a bit so you can get the bare wire to get under the screw terminal, and see how I push the wire in, and as soon as you can't push it in any further, lock the screw down tightly, have good contact, good connections, and there we go. So that's now locked down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this on here like this without screwing it back on, because it's plastic and nothing should happen anyway with that. And then over here, if I move the camera up a little bit, guys, we have my power pack. Now you guys have seen this before. I currently just have it always plugged in on a trickle charge because it's not going to take any more than what it needs anyway. So I have the negative and the positive poles, and I'm going to hook these little clips up. So first I got to take these tops off. Okay. And I'm going to hook the negative up first. Doesn't really matter what the order is. because right now the I'm gonna move my wire too so it's kind of out of the way of the process. So that's still tight. Now there's no power going through these poles yet because the neat thing about this power pack, it actually has a switch on the back, so it will tell me or I can control when there's power coming in and out of this thing. Okay, so that's the positive and negative are now hooked up. As you can see, I'll move the camera in. There is a blank screen, no commotion just yet. So I'm gonna flip the switch on my battery, and that's gonna allow the power to run through those wires I just attached and feed the charge controller. Okay, so wish us luck, guys. Okay, power is now running through this charge controller. Oh, it does have a happy face as well. Okay, it's reading that my battery is at 14.11 volts. It says it's September. Has some type of So I'm gonna just mess around with the controls and see exactly what everything does. Okay, so let's go to OK. Nothing happened. What about escape? Okay, monitoring. Log info, clock set. Control system password, default set. So let's go to clock set. September. Okay, no. Okay, September. No, it's not September. October. January. February. And then how do I move across? So I hit OK again. Whoops. It's not that. That's not the date though. So how do I move to, oh, the bottom button? So what, it's the 16th today, so I have to go like this, go like this, and then 2017, and I'm gonna save it. I'm not worried about the time because that is military time and I have not a clue what that means. Okay, so moving on. Escape. Let's try monitoring. So that's kind of just the main menu, what it's telling you what's going on. Okay, it says it's in nighttime mode, see the sun and stars, because I have no solar power coming into this thing. Well, that's what it thinks because I have nothing hooked up. So we'll go back. We'll go to log info. I don't know what this is, so I'm not going to go in there. Okay, local paraset. Let's click on that. Okay, I don't know what that is. Control para. Battery type. No, I don't. I need to set this as gel. Oops. Overvolt disconnect 16 volts, charge limit 15 volts. Overvolt reconnect 15, equalize charge 14, boost charge, float charge. Undervolt warning. I'm going to leave everything like it is, except I want to change this type to gel. Whoops. Gel. Save. Because the gel setting on this charge controller, when I install lithium batteries to it, it will not do equalizing and overcharging and craziness and destroy the batteries. So, but the BMS battery management system, which are built into the lithiums, should stop the charge controller from doing that. But with this setting being hooked up, I don't have to bother the BMS, and everything will be fine. So let's go through this. Now this is a new setting for, now the charge controller is set to charge gel batteries. It can charge every type of battery going. Lithium's not listed, but as long as it's under gel, it will not do equalizing. See this here? So that's a good thing. Now, most people do not have lithium batteries in their system, but Stu talked me into going that route because way more efficient than lead acid and sealed, because you're losing 50% of the power in the process of storing stuff in acid. So in the winter, every little watt counts, and I want the most efficient system going without breaking the bank. Okay, so yeah, so it's set at a 200 amp hour battery. However, the battery I'm getting is only 100 amp hour. So obviously I'm leaving loads on it all the time in order to fight that. So now gel is set up. So that's control parameters. That's what it means. Device message. Let's click on that. Oh, that's like serial numbers and stuff. Okay, so let's go to monitoring. And if I hit these arrows, it should show me something different. Okay, battery voltage, 13.8 volts on my power pack. Bat day max, 14 volt. Bat day min, 13.8. Battery state normal. Charge state, no charge. PV volt, 1.9 volt. Okay. Generated energy, 0, of course, because I don't have anything hooked up. Now, if I was to take this MPPT charge controller, guys, and the power pack, the battery it's hooked up to currently, and want to use it with a solar panel outside, I would have to then change the gel setting back to sealed battery. Just so you guys know that. But we're not doing that today. I'm just testing out and getting used to this new charge controller. Battery temperature, 25 Celsius. Local temperature, 18.8 Celsius. Oh, that's kind of neat. So I'll have a digital thermostat in the tiny house, in the whatever room this is in. That'll that's kind of cool. So I'm pretty excited about this. To show you guys again what's going on, I have the wires hooked up. We got, obviously, positive means red, negative is just plain black, hooked up to the power pack poles, and we can I can actually test on the battery itself, since it has some built-in features, what the current voltage is, 13.8, and the charge controller is reading 13.74, so pretty damn close. I gotta admit, that's nice. So we know the accuracy is well within comfortable ranges. So I just wanted to show this off, guys. The The light, actually, the backlight just dimmed out. It's on some kind of timer setting, which is okay. And that little display will not take up a lot of power whatsoever, similar to the PWM, my little black guy. So I'm pretty happy with this. It's now set up for gel, so that's one more thing done. And unlike my PWM, the black little guy, guys, that you've seen in videos before, this will charge batteries even though we have shady conditions, cloudy conditions, stuff like that. My PWM would not charge unless a certain amount was coming in through the solar panels, whereas this will charge even the smallest amount of power coming through. So there you go. So that's my little demo for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'm shutting this down for now. See you on the next one.